Hi guys, this is Loai with you from aeschoolonline.com, and I'm very excited to have you in this lecture because this is the final lecture where I keep on talking about text and shapes and really start to make animations in the next lecture. To add text in your composition, use the text tool inside your toolbar. So if you click on text tool, if you long click, you find out you have horizontal type tool and vertical. So you can type text this way or this way. We'll stick to horizontal for now. And it's important that you have character and paragraph panels open or inside your main area or your main panel on the right side here. If you don't, come to menu and choose paragraph or character. Make sure they are both ticked. They will come over here and you can see them. Also notice you have auto open panels, meaning if I choose text, it's gonna open this panel. Actually, it won't open it now because it's already there. But if it wasn't there, if I click on this one, click on text, it will come over here. So the first option to create text is to double click on the text tool. I'll double click and the cursor comes. This is the editing cursor for text in the middle of the screen. I can start typing, say motion graphics. Pretty easy, huh? Then, after I type, you notice I am still in the edit mode. Look, notice my cursor inside. It is the edit mode for text, this cursor. If I go out now, it's the move mode for text also. Let's choose the selection tool, and I can move my text anywhere I want in the screen. Fine. Now, if while choosing the layer, I'll choose the text tool, you notice that the cursor has changed. If it is above the layer, it is trying to tell you we are in edit mode, you can click and edit. If you are outside, it's telling you we are ready to click and add text. You can click and add text. Okay. Now, also you come back to the selection tool. Let's delete this one. And we choose text and we double click. For example, we can choose a word. If for example, I double click on motion graphic altogether, you see I double click on the layer, then it will select all the text. I can start typing again, let's say motion graphics, for example. That's fine. Okay, I'll choose the selection tool. Now notice I'm going to the menu to choose the selection tool because if I use V, it'll just type V here. Let's open the character panel and see what we have. Now I have reset the character panel here. I said reset character panel. I will reset it again. Notice how the text became very small because it's 36. I'll make it 100 like the way it was. In the character panel, you have very many options and they are all very useful. Get used to them. The first option is, of course, to change the font. You can choose any font that you want. Here, for example, let's take Verdena. And it can be regular, bold, italic, whatever you need. For example, here you can choose your font. Obviously, this is normal procedure. I'm sure you already know them. Now, I can change the size of the font here. You can come and change the size. Now, it's very important that when you are setting your font for the first time, you change the size from here, please. Do not come over here and start stretching like this. You are not changing the font. You are manipulating the layer. In fact, you are scaling the layer. This is scaling down the layer, up, and so on, and it's not recommended at all, because you have entered many animations inside the layer. We'll see about this in detail later on. I will undo. So always size your type from here, from the tool, the character tool. Okay, you can also increase the tracking and decrease it. These are normal operations. You can have an increase, a vertical scaling. For example, you make it big like this, whatever. And you can have stretch it up and down. You notice I'm working on the font, not the layer. Okay, let's undo all this. Then there are these options here, which I like very much. This is a faux bold. You will use faux bold when your font doesn't have any bold. But also, you can add some bold to your character here. See, you're adding more bold. Okay, you have the italic, you have the uppercase, you have the small caps, okay, and superscript and subscript, of course. I will remove these ones. I will remove the italic. Now, what I can do is to come to the layer, double click and choose a word, for example, or several characters. I can come and change the colors. Let's take them to blue so you can see them nicely. Okay, and also I can change the size here for just this portion that I selected. I can select the M and make it even bigger. You know, you're working in motion graphic and you're gonna do a lot of these things. Then you notice here the spacing is too big, so I can come to the tracking and make it smaller so it touches, for example. And here I want this one smaller, for example, the tracking in between. Cool. So it depends on what you want to do. So we're still in the edit mode. Notice how the cursor is moving from a move mode to an edit mode here. So you can do all this manipulation, place your text anywhere you want, okay, to be able to set your text. Usually what happens is you are going to set your text, for example, something like this. Let's select them all, go to paragraph and put them on the left, okay. Go to the cursor, let's put it here. Now go back to the character and, you know, take it down. This is the leading. Okay, fine, something like this, and you will adjust it the way you want. Now let's double click on graphics only, so we're choosing the word graphic, and let's go give it some stroke color. You can add some stroke color here. You can make it white, for example. You can see it, and you can make it a bit bigger. Okay, so that's how you add the stroke. There are very many manipulation of the stroke, and we will go through them. The stroke is important because it can cover your characters and you really can animate the stroke in After Effects. So this is all about creating text. I don't know if I forgot anything or there is more to do, but during our work you will learn a lot about how to set your text on the screen, how to use this panel, how to use the paragraph panel, and how to use the leading if you want, and everything that you want to do. Another thing I would like to show you is the paragraph. You click and then you choose your text tool and you click and drag. Now you have a paragraph text here. So you're really having a paragraph text. It's like in the word processing now, something like this. Okay, character, we can make it smaller. I chose everything. The spacing here, the leading, you can make it smaller. Okay, there is a mistake. I can come and click paragraph. Okay, you can make it bigger if you want. And of course it has taken the last attribute I used here. You can cancel the stroke. Cool. And of course you can cancel the leading here is too high, something like this. So when you're animating paragraph, it will be very interesting because we'll use per character animation, where we can use lines, animating words, or animating character by character. Per character animation is a whole section that you have further on in the course, and you can go through it, and you can do with it, you know, some fantastic and awesome animation, which I love very much. There is a whole mini course about it in this same course. So now you learned how to use this character setting on the screen and how to create character. Let's see what we have here in the layer. If you twirl down the layer, you will have text and you have transform. Now I will start telling you that this transform is for the layer, and whatever is the text, remember in shapes we had content. If you twirl down text, I have source text, I have path options and more options. We will go through each one of them to make sure your text is animated on screen in superb ways that you will have admirers looking at your videos. Please go to After Effects and start playing around with text. Start creating your own mood. Start creating your own style. You know, I put the M big, the motion is small, graphic I gave it an outline. So you want to do your own style. You really want to manipulate this, try to find out everything about it. It's pretty easy now that you know it, and I'm really here to help you. If you have any question, please ask me in the Q&A and I will be very happy to answer you. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next lecture. This is Loai with you again. Hope you're getting the most benefit in this course.